We live in a time when it is acceptable for a man to not really stand for anything. In fact, it is imperative that he remain in a precipitously fluid condition where he is sufficiently committed to the allowable opinions, but not so much that his views can't quickly change as they do. The totality of Western institutions is undergoing a perpetual revolution in which what was the moral truth today was not the case yesterday and will not be tomorrow. Anything that retroactively violates that truth must be condemned and removed. To cope with this continuous upheaval, men have by and large abandoned sincerity and authenticity, at the very least in their outward public behavior. It's important to understand that for all hand-wringing over certain male caricatures conceived of and promoted through entertainment and media such as the bro culture or incels, what the powers that be fear most are authentic or sincere masculine men. Bros get demerits for their immaturity, but they also don't take anything of true value too seriously, at least seriously enough to oppose someone wanting to destroy it. That's too deep thinking for them. Incels are low-hanging fruit. They're at the bottom of the social hierarchy. Yet they too are controllable because they tend to be gammas and therefore consumed by their snark and passive-aggressive tendencies. Nerds and geeks may champion something, but since they have lower social status and lack leadership abilities, they are not deemed a threat. Hipsters get their share of grief, yet they are an indispensable part of the revolution. They find a potential source of sincere conviction or interest and promote it in an ironic way. They make it hard for masculine men who genuinely enjoy or love something to do so without being mistaken for a hipster or to identify someone with that similar interest who is also sincere. As soon as it becomes inappropriate to be associated with that particular thing or someone in power decides it's politically incorrect, hipsters have no qualms abandoning or disavowing it. Other men shy away from expressing sincerity because it is perceived as vulnerability. To care for something and express dismay when it is wrecked or harmed is regarded as overtly sentimental and weak, or they struggle to differentiate between cultivating a passion instead of an obsession. It opens them to criticism, particularly from people who can claim oppression at the slightest hint of resistance. The sincere masculine man is a terrifying creature because he holds admirable qualities: strength, courage, mastery, and honor, and at the same time genuine convictions on both existential issues and geek interests. When called out for it, he doesn't say, "I was just joking," or "it's all in good fun." He doesn't pretend to have not really cared about it. He stands his ground. He doesn't apologize for taking something too seriously. He doesn't spend time on the defensive because he is too busying on the attack. He also knows how to express and convey his values in a way that attracts rather than repels other masculine men and earns their respect. What makes this type of man dangerous is that the revolutionaries are not used to that kind of resistance. They're accustomed to men using irony and dark humor as a shield to protect their social status, or men who have renounced it or had none to begin with, and therefore have nothing to lose by standing up for something deemed subversive. If you doubt my observations, I suggest you try testing it out somewhere in life. Find a topic that you hold near and dear your heart that has been declared verboten. The next time it is attacked by the perpetual revolutionaries in the West, defend it without apology. If someone says you're taking it too seriously, chastise them for their lack of sincerity or question their motives. Watch how uncomfortable you make people, especially other men. Even if they agree with you, they will likely find your unapologetic sincerity troubling. It's a sign of how weak and fragile the prevailing norms have become, but also the extent to which even the hearts of men are controlled. Positive change occurs in small steps. For men, that can start with being genuine about our geek interests that complement rather than undermine our traditional masculine values.